What's going on, guys? I'm BloodyAbsol, call me Brock, and welcome to this playthrough challenge video. For this challenge, I've decided to test to see if I can beat Pokemon Shield with only Lotad. Real quick, let's take a look at Lotad's stats, and oh my god, they're abysmal. With a base stat total of 220, Lotad is tied with C-Dot for having the 15th lowest base stat total in Gen 8. With a base speed of 30, we won't be outspeeding much. Not to mention I ended up catching a Lotad with a minus speed nature on top of that. But that nature also raises Lotad's special defense, so I wasn't too mad. Since Lotad has higher special attack than physical attack, we'll primarily be using special moves like Giga Drain, Ice Beam, etc. Before I go any further, let's discuss the rules for this challenge. First, I'm only allowed to use Lotad in battle. Second, no healing items like potions can be used, but held items are allowed. With those being the only rules, let's go ahead and start this challenge. Since Lotad isn't a starter, we need to catch it a bit later, so I went ahead and chose Grookey for the time being. Once we get to Route 2, we can find and catch a Lotad and officially begin this challenge. After we do some story stuff and make it to the wild area, we can head over to Giant Sea and pick up the leftovers. After that, we head to Monostoke where we register for the gym challenge. We can then head to the inn and rest up for the next day, but Team Yell doesn't want to let that happen, so we gotta throw down. I accidentally overleveled a ton in the wild area, and we swept through the grunts with no issues. Once we meet the gym leaders, Hop rears up to battle us. We one-shot his Wooloo, but his Rookity barely lives. When Rookity uses Peck and knocks out 1/3 of our HP, this is where I started to question my decision to do this challenge, because we were 8 levels above Rookity when that happened. After we battle through the Route 3 trainers, and running through the Galar Mine, we have our first battle with Bede. His Solosis gave us a rocky start with Endeavor, but I just spammed Mega Drain to keep healing and win. After we get to Turffield, I head straight for the gym because I was pretty confident about my levels. But I forgot to go heal in the middle of the gym mission, so when I got to Milo, I had a bit more than half HP. I tried to use Mega Drain against his Gossifleur to gain more HP, but he was doing more damage to me with Leafage because his attacks were all neutral. By the time his Eldegoss came out, I was in red HP, and it outsped to take me out. I decided to grind to level 28 so Lotad could use Giga Drain, and I head back to the gym. Thanks to multiple unlucky crits, and me forgetting to hit the record button, I lost this battle in 2 different ways. After this, I noticed that my Lotad had the Rain Dish ability, and I got an idea. If I could set up Rain and Grassy Terrain with Max Geyser and Overgrowth, plus leftovers, this could make the rest of the run much easier. With my new battle plan, and being level 30, I finally defeat Milo. After beating Team Yell again, this old man gives us a bike, and then we end up having to fight Hop again. His Wooloo isn't a problem, but Corvusquire knocks me out with a critical hit Pluck. I decided to grind until I learn Rain Dance, so now I can get boosted water attacks and Rain Dish whenever I want. With the boosted weather, I one-shot Corvusquire, and his Drizzile falls to Giga Drain. When we get to Holeberry, we see Rose rocking the dad bod, and we head straight for the gym. I O-code everything with Giga Drain and C-Bomb, so this wasn't too difficult. Once we get back to Monostoke and try to go to sleep, Marnie just has to battle us. Thanks to her Krogunk's revenge taking me too low, her Scraggy knocks me out with Headbutt. I grind to get Zen Headbutt to get rid of the Krogunk, but multiple battles afterward with Scraggy and Morpeko flinching me multiple times with Headbutt and Bite, I had to overlevel even more. Once we beat her and get a full 8 hours of sleep, Kabu. Where to start with Kabu? My original plan was to Dynamax immediately to set up Rain, and it worked fairly well until I got to Centiskorch. We live in Max Flutterby, but it guarantees drop our special attack. For multiple battles, this allows Centiskorch to barely live and defeat Lilydad. After probably too many battles, I realized I need a stronger water type attack. I got Scald from my max raid battle, and it gives me the edge I need to beat Kabu at level 53. We can then head through the wild area and reach Hammerlock, where we listen to Bede trash our best friend since childhood, and we do nothing about it. After some story stuff, we head west where Team Yell is trying to keep things quiet for sleeping Silicobra. Team Yell is trying to keep things quiet. Ain't that ironic? After getting through Route 6 and reaching Stowonside, we need to battle Hop. Oh, come on! Again? Cramorant only used Dive, Toxel couldn't do anything to us, and we had the type advantage against Drizzile and Silicobra. I decided to go straight to the gym, where things were going pretty good, but my attacks weren't doing enough damage to Gengar. I lost my first time, but then I retaught Lotad Zen Headbutt and wrecked Gengar with Max Mindstorm. Next we have to go stop Beat from destroying Art, and for setting up Rain, we destroy all of his Pokemon. After sailing through an awkward situation with Beat and Rose, we can then head through Glimwood Tangled and arrive in Balomle. Once we get to Opal, we answer all of her questions right, we beat her Weezing and Togekiss with super effective moves, Dynamax to take out Mawile, and Alcremie can't deal enough damage to us with G-Max Finale, so it falls to us as well. We can then head back to Hammerlock and see Opal fondle Bead? They could put this in the game, but not have the Pokedex? I vibe with it. We can then head east to battle a Hop for the quadzillionth time! We get really lucky with 2 Ice Beam Freezes on Trevenant, and Rain Boosted Scald one-shots his Heatmore. But for several battles, Snorlax walls me. Once I reach level 70 and steal some of Snorlax's HP with Giga Drain, it falls, and so does Boltund and Inteleon. After we battle through some more routes, and reach Chichester, this is where I regret not playing Sword. If I had played Sword, I would have battled Gordy and his Rock types, but instead, I battle the Ice-type specialist, Melanie. Her Frostmoth has Bug Buzz, Garmantan has Great Attack, and Ice-Q has the 1 4-time super effective move on Lotad, Freeze Dry. I struggled with this battle until about my 10th attempt, where Frostmoth uses Feather Dance first turn. It usually sets up Hail first turn, but this time it just didn't. This allowed me to defeat Frostmoth without taking any damage, and once Darmanitan comes out, it uses Taunt, and I get a free hit off on it as well. We live Zen Mode's Icicle Crash, and we Dynamax to Oko Ice-Q and set up Grassy Terrain. After leaving Labras's Max Geyser, we can one-shot it with Max Overgrowth. I'm not going to bore you guys with details of some more story, another hot battle, and getting through another route before we arrive outside of Spikemuth. Marnie shows us her secret passage, and we have to battle her. Lightbrick goes down easily, but thanks to Toxicroak's swagger, we hit ourselves in confusion, and Scrafty defeats us with Crunch. I decided to go back to battle her, but this time, I gave Lilithad a Lumberry to get rid of the confusion. Thanks to that berry, we can defeat the rest of our team and enter Spikemuth. Once we get in, and finish the gym mission, it's time to take on Piers. His Scrafty gets off 2 sand attacks, and thanks to those, we miss a Scald against Obstagoon, opening a window for it to knock us out. I level up a bit, and head back in, but this time, Scrafty only gets off 1 sand attack. But I forgot his Skuntank has Sucker Punch, and it takes me out this time. In my 3rd battle, we get a Scald Burn off against Scrafty, and 2-shot it. Malamar gets O-Code, but not before landing a Psycho Cut. We tiptoe around Obstagoon's Obstruct, and 2-shot it as well. When Skuntank came out, we were able to predict 3 of its Sucker Punches, and the 1 turn it goes for Screech, we take it out with 1 Scald. When we head outside, we run into Leon and some more story mumbo jumbo, and take a quick look at the CNN. When we arrive back in Hammerlock, we run into, surprise, more story junk. Once that's over, we can finally tackle Raihan's gym mission and battle him. I forgot to go heal between Raihan's battle, so the first match didn't go so well. The second battle, however, went swimmingly. It started with a Scald Burn against Gigalith, causing its Body Press to do a lot less damage. The next turn, I knocked both Gigalith and Flygon out with Blizzard. When Duraludon came out, it only used Max Rockfall, which Lotad ate for breakfast. Duraludon faints after 2 Max Hailstorms, but Sandaconda was able to live 1 before I undynamaxed. Sandaconda burned Lotad with Fire Fang, but we knocked it out with Scald the same turn to defeat Raihan. Since we have all 8 badges, the only thing standing between us and the Champion Cup is a quick train ride. We finally arrive in Wyndon and head straight for the pitch to battle Marnie. I put another Lumberry on Lotad because I planned for her Toxicroak to use Swagger again, but that never happened. With a few Rain Boosted Scalds and super effective hits, the battle comes down to Grimmsnarl versus Lotad. We already had Rain set up when we went for our first Max Geyser, so it did big damage. We barely lived a Max Starfall to take out Grimmsnarl the next turn. Hop was another story entirely. His Corviknight also has Swagger, but it also has the Unnerve ability, which prevents opponents from eating berries. I was stuck behind this for a long time until I gave Lotad some of the vitamins that raise its speed. This gave us the ability to outspeed Corviknight, and instead of it using Swagger, it used Scary Face. The rest of the battle was a cinch because Pincurchin fought to a Scald, and Snorlax and Inteleon both faint to max overgrowth. Once we beat Hop, even more story stuff takes place, and we have to battle the Macrocosmos employees and ascend Rose Tower. Once we reach the top, Alina gives us the Stank Eye, and we need to battle her now. This is where I found just how devastating the move Acrobatics actually is, and that'll make sense by the end of this video, I promise. After a few attempts, I defeat Frostlass, Salazzle, Serena, and Milotic with enough HP to live a G-Max Malador from Garbodor. When we take it out, we defeat Alina at level 99. When we mash A through even more story junk, it's finally time to start the tournament against the gym leaders. The battles against Bede, Nessa, and Alistair were all pathetic. Only Gardevoir and Golisopod were able to live an attack out of all of their teams. Raihan's team did better, but not much. The only one of his Pokemon that did good damage was Duraludon, but it was still defeated nonetheless. With them out of the way, we can dive into the final meat and potatoes of this challenge. The big boss, the head honcho, the shot at the champion title. It's time to battle Leon. All of my struggles, all of my hardships have paid off. This is what this entire challenge has been aiming for. This is it. This is the final battle. No more story, just this final battle. You've got to be kidding me. So, looks like we need to stomp Rose into the dirt. I had to reset multiple times in this battle, waiting for a Scavalier to miss Megahorn or a crit surf from Lillitat happened. But during the battle where a Scavalier finally misses Megahorn, I can defeat it, freeze Ferrothorn with Ice Beam, eat up Kling Wild Charge, Dynamax, and one-shot Berserker to set up Rain against Caparajah. With 2 rain-boosted Max Geysers, Caparajah falls and we defeat Rose. When we head to the roof, we defeat Eternatus and team up with Hop, Zacian, and Zamazenta to catch it. Now that we're finally done with story, we can finally take on Leon. In my first battle, I was able to protect from Aegislash's Sacred Sword to put into Blade form and one-shot it. Haxorus almost takes us out with Outrage, but we one-shot it with Blizzard. We protect from Cinderace's Quick Attack to get more leftover recovery, and we Affection Live and Acrobatics. We take it out with Surf the next turn, and we land a double protect against Dragapult for more recovery. We Dynamax to live a Shadow Ball, and take it out with Max Hailstorm. However, we get taken out by Seismitoad's Drain Punch the next turn. And that's as far as I ever got against Leon. To win this battle, I need to protect from Sacred Sword and hope I get a high roll with Surf when Aegislash is in its Blade form. Next, Quick Claw needs to pop against Haxorus, and Blizzard has to land. Quick Claw also needs to pop against Cinderace so that Acrobatics doesn't obliterate us. The rest of this battle situation is pure speculation because I never made it this far. Quick Claw would need to pop a 3rd time against Dragapult to knock it out with Blizzard, and hope that Seismitoad doesn't use Toxic and knock it out with Max Overgrowth. You would also have to pray to God that Charizard doesn't use Max Airstream and that Max Geyser is the last weather-changing move used. If that exact sequence plays out, then beating Leon with only Lotad is possible. Unlikely, but possible. A huge blunder I made during this challenge was picking Grookey instead of Sobble. Cinderace was one of the biggest issues when it came to battling Leon. If I had chosen Sobble, Leon would have had Rhyperior and Rillaboom instead of Seismitoad and Cinderace. That would have made this battle a bit easier, since we wouldn't have to deal with Quick Attack and Acrobatics. So I guess the big question is, can you beat Pokemon Shield with only Lotad and no healing items? And the answer is, maybe? If you have great RNG and you pick Sobble as your starter, it is possible. I would have kept going to try and get this exact sequence I described, but after about 40 battles with Leon, I realized I don't have the patience or the luck to pull this off. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and click on the iCard in the top right corner of your screen and vote on what Pokemon I should solo run with next. Or comment down below if you have your own suggestion for a challenge video you think I should attempt. On that note guys, I'm BloodyAbsol, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.